Hey, what's up, guys? Gonna do this quick video dealing with symbolism and uh, kind of how to get free from this wage slavery that people are complaining about. Somebody asked me to do a video on it, so here you go. I'm gonna get to it. But before I get to that, I was down at the beach, and as you see in this picture here, I actually performed this same experiment, which I have the footage and I'm going to upload it. Same thing happened. Boat falling below the horizon. I took my telescope, zoomed right in on the boat, and I saw the entire boat. So the boat is not falling behind a curve. And some of the people's responses, some people are a little bit antagonistic, others kind of were all right. But, people are just, this round ball earth globe thing is a religion, and people don't want to, anyone who's thinking about going out and questioning people how I do, I wouldn't advise it, okay, because people can get really, really nasty and mean. All right, but let's move forward here to the number 13. The number 13 has some real significant it's very significant in occultism, okay, and right here, occultism. All right, so we know Friday the 13th, unlucky days, all kind of bad shit happens. There's no 13th floor on the building. You can't find any. So there isn't any 13th floor. 13th degree of Freemasonry, New World Order, has 13 letters, 13 Illuminati families. Okay, so all of this is in here, right? So it's very, this 13 has a very ancient Egyptian mythology. You can read this 13 parts. So there's a lot of significance here. So the number 13 is very, it can be good and it could be bad depending on who you're talking to. But either way, the number 13, it's all throughout our culture. It's everywhere. And this is what I was going to get to down right here. Let's go and let's watch this. Let's play this. Oh, before we go go forward, let's take a look at some of these flags here, because some of these flags are, all right, so let's look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's 13 stars on there. On this flag here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So, they'll pass it off as saying, well, it has something to do with the 13 colonies, blah, blah. No, 13 goes back long before the so-called United States, which doesn't exist, and there are no governments. Okay, this number 13 is the see, when the ancient Egyptians spoke to each other, they communicated to each other in hieroglyphs, which are basically drawings, okay? And that's how they communicated. Well, not much has changed. Even today, the secret societies communicate with each other through symbols, because they know that the average person is not going to get it. Okay, they can't come out and say what they really want to say, because they want to keep you asleep. Okay, but they'll put it on flags, they'll put it in commercials, and that's how they communicate with one another. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's watch this. All right, so you got to understand is that, oh, whoa, let's pause right there, because now if you look at a Confederate flag, 13 stars on a Confederate flag. Okay, well, it'll come back around to that. And so what you, now look at these thugs over here. You got criminals. You got all kind of things, right? Actually, here, let me pause this. Let's pause this really quick. And actually, let's let it run. Let's just let it run. All right. You got drug addicts, prostitutes, thugs, criminals. This is all by design, okay? And even if you look up the word ghetto just simply means a holding area, okay? It's like a giant cage, okay? It's a confined area, okay? Poverty, that's what poverty is. It's confinement. And then when you look at the world on a world stage, we are still being confined. And that's why I totally agree with Matt Boylan. He believes, like I believe, there is more land beyond that Arctic. There's something beyond the South Pole, the so-called South Pole, the ice ring, that they don't want us going there. They don't want us knowing what's beyond that. Okay? So, that they're putting out shills to tell us, hey, it's enclosed and all of this. Hasn't been proven. I'm still waiting for some evidence. I'm open for the concept, but you got to show me, where are you getting this from? So again, there's something beyond that ice wall that they don't want you knowing about. So, now we see here these cops too. That's another thing. In fact, let me pause this here. Because a lot of these police shootings are fake. Okay, you're hearing about the Trayvon Martins, the Mike Browns, and the shell. Shell symbol is, they say it's a shell, but it's really a sun. But let's stop right there for a second. And have you ever wondered why there's a McDonald's and a Burger King on almost every single corner? I mean, this is perfect. This is by design. Okay, this is not by accident. This is by design. And if you look at Burger King's symbol, there's a yellow ring. They say it's buns, but to me, it looks like a sun in the middle. Okay, so there's a reason they have these poisonous foods, which is totally poison. They don't give a damn about you, because the CEO of McDonald's is not feeding his kids McDonald's. He's feeding your kids McDonald's. He's not feeding his. Okay, excuse me. So that right there tells you he doesn't give a damn. They don't give a damn about you. That's what George Carlin was trying to tell you before he passed away. Rest in peace. But, he was trying to tell you they don't care about you. And that's why they constantly giving you this globe. This is constantly drilled in the heads of children, this globe picture. They want you to believe this. You got to remember, I believe it was Plato and Pythagoras and Socrates and all of these guys, they all thought the earth was a ball before they can prove it. Okay, that they came up with a concept, and then they tried to find science to squeeze in that concept. They never thought, they had no proof it was a ball. Okay, so this concept is constantly pumped into your heads, and so they communicate with each other through symbolism. All right, like if we look here at the UN flag. All right, the UN flag is a map of the flat Earth. There's no Antarctica in here. It's an ice ring, which represents these reefs, and it's 33 degrees. Okay, so they're communicating with each other. See, some people will look at this flag and absolutely know what it means, but the majority of people don't know how to read symbolism. They don't understand it, so that's why they're not getting it. Okay, so like the Confederate flag, you see a lot of the rednecks riding around with this flag. They think this means Southern pride. They have no concept at all what this means. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. All right, and it's a star. Stars. Wake up, people. All right, so let's go over here and take a look. And I'm making a video. A lot of these police shootings are fake. All right, the ones that are real, they're shooting them, they're stealing their organs. And, African Americans are so-called African Americans, they're killing each other all the time. And because we don't have a culture, we don't have a high culture. We did a long time ago, but right now our culture is walking around with our pants sagging and shooting each other over basketball games and stupid shit. Okay, we don't have the high culture, and that's why I tell people they need to come back to a culture that is about learning, educating, and becoming a smarter individual. Okay, not watching BET, MTV, and all the garbage that's on television. That's not going to. The secret societies want you watching that. That's why they pump so much money behind it. But they don't watch it. Okay, they want to fill your kids up with vaccines. All right, they want to have all of this, pimps and garbage. Just, they're not living in these neighborhoods. Okay, now I don't live in a neighborhood like this, but I've seen it. You go to any African American community, and it looks like a fucking bomb hit it. Like seriously, it looked like a bomb hit it, like across the planet. Okay, there are a few exceptions, like in New York City, there are some middle class, but if you go majority of the African Americans on this planet are not living like the Cosbys. Okay, so and African Americans think it has everything to do with money. That's why they pump Drake and Lil Wayne and all of these guys. They put them out front, okay, to have them to have you idolizing that, thinking that money is going to be your salvation. Money is not going to be your salvation at all. What's going to be your salvation is following a culture, and culture has nothing to do with a lot of people. Culture deals with the individual. When you put on your socks and then your shoes, that's part of your culture. You didn't come out the womb doing that. You were taught that. Okay, so you have to develop a culture, and it's what you do, the things you do, and the things that you don't do. And there's books written on this. Okay, that's why I say study ancient Egyptian culture, because they had a high culture and it lasted a very long time until the environment changed. You can take that culture and you can modify it the way you want, but there's lessons to be learned in history, and so you want to develop a very high culture, and it starts with the individual. We always want leaders, and I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about so-called black people. I'm talking about so-called white, so-called Caucasian, European, whatever, light, pale, dark brown, whatever. Everybody wants a leader, but only followers need leaders. You should be your own leader, okay, and follow yourself. Only followers need leaders. Okay, and I'm not saying we can't have fun and go out and party and go to the clubs and stuff, but I'm saying you have to have that under control, and at a minimum. Every day you should be reading, experimenting, learning. That's going to free you. Okay, because knowledge is power. Okay, so that's the thing. The person who knows more, it's not about having the most guns. Anything could be used as a weapon. That's another thing, too. Anything could be used as a weapon. All right. So it has nothing to do with who has the biggest guns. It has something to do with who's the most resourceful and who's the most intelligent. And right now, as we speak, these secret societies, the Freemasons, which all is Egyptian, like I said, that's why it's on your dollar bill. All of this stuff is dealing with ancient Egyptian knowledge, and all they did was take it and modified it. And that's why there's an eagle. There's an eagle on almost every flag, every badge. You look at a police officer's badge, there's an eagle at the top, because the eagle was able to get high enough to see beyond the horizon. So if you just look there, let's go back. So do they want people to know the earth is flat? I think some people, I think some of them do. Because why would they put it on their flag if they didn't want people to know? I think they realize that most people can't accept it. And at least not right now. Maybe at one point in time, but not now. So, you just got to go around and look. So everything you see on TV from Disney, it's all symbolism. So look for the symbols on the stores. Just look on the stores in front. There's always symbols in front. Because that's how the Egyptians communicated. They communicated through symbols, okay, hieroglyphs. So, just take a look, guys. Just look, guys. So again, read the 42 laws of Ma'at in Egypt. Those are 42 negative confessions. Read those. Those are laws that you can follow. Things to eat, things not to eat. Okay, things to do, things not to do. That way, you don't have to sit there and try to figure it out. It could take a lifetime to figure it out. So you want to go back to the original and learn what they've done and take those lessons and use it for yourself. All right. And there's lessons in the Bible too. Okay. And that's the thing. A lot of the fake Christians, they just take the Bible and they hold it up in the air and talk about how righteous they are. But the Bible has laws, statutes, and commandments you got to follow. It's a culture. It's not just believing in something. So when somebody says, I'm a Christian, but they don't practice it, then they're being hypocrites. So again, practice your belief. All right. And for everybody who wants to go out there and try to wake people up, you got to be careful, because a lot of people don't want to be awoke. All right, peace.